Hello and welcome, everybody. I see not a lot of people have gathered here yet, but we are ready to witness the grand final of the TPMFA Cup Season 2. Just a little bit earlier, most of you were maybe watching the bronze game between Galatasaray and Final Fantasy, which ended up as a victory for Final Fantasy. It was a great game. It was full of fierce fighting, and I just hope we can see something like this in the final as well. I am obviously Reina, and today with me I have a very special guest. My co-cast will be Marcus Trindade. Welcome.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't adjust your settings. Don't run away, because I'm new here. But but I'm happy to be with Reina here. Welcome to another match. This is it. This is the final. Reina, which one will, in your opinion, will take the cup?
Oh, you just asked it right away. Like I couldn't even slither my way into it, like talk like in a very fluffy manner like politicians do. Well, I just as a former NF player, I'm kind of inside. I'm kind of rooting for them. As a caster, I have to be neutral, and as a as a hater of the large player meta, I'm kind of cheering for Endgame. So, I mean, to be honest, if we're taking a look at the squads, Endgame is obviously replying with two Ogres from their side. Hobbs will be in
Hmm.
defense, and Justin Bieber will play Urg in attack. We haven't seen him play for a while, but now he's back, and he has to make that impact because we have seen how fluid New Factor's game has been with the long balls and the crosses, and how well Drosten and Setsia can very easily divide the attention of enemies defenders. So yeah, I'm hoping to see a tight game. I mean, we saw, for example, Endgame only edge Final Fantasy during the group stage just 1-0, and that wasn't something special. They won by a very late penalty, but that game also had no large players. I believe it was a very tactical game. It was a ground based game, but I doubt we will be seeing it here looking at these squads.
I gotta say, man, two teams, two powerful teams, two powerful players, a few legendary players from other game, from Net Soccer. But I gotta say,
Well,
we'll
these two, because there are many from that soccer era, more powerful players.
not
So be
no 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 man.
careful with your answer.
Not all of them, and I mean, for example, Levy is not a net soccer
Yeah,
player.
of course, yeah,
He's new, not new in this game, of course, but he never played net soccer, for example. But yes, like you said, mostly are legendary players from net soccer. And in my opinion, well, two powerful teams will be a tough match. I think anyone can win this game.
yeah,
I don't. I'm not predicting so many goals because in one side we have two ogres, like you said, Wolves and
yeah,
Justin Bieber, and in the other side we have Drozdov and we have Sepsiak, two
yeah,
ogres too, and both of them are powerful defenders,
yeah.
even
I feel
ones
like
of Endgame and ones of New Factory. But in the other hand, we have a powerful striker on Endgame, Mukian, and the New Factor,
Mookie.
of course,
Gonna call him
and
like that. That's a very nice nickname, to be honest.
and in the other side, we have, of course, Levy. He's one of the best strikers
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
game. So will be an interesting match. Will be a really tough match for both teams.
yeah. I
Let's hope it will be a great match for everyone.
hmm I mean, Endgame as well. I'm still interested in seeing what's going to be like their final lineup, at least for the game one, because I mean, they've been playing with. I feel like two squads. Second squad is like consisting of players like Oxy and Unuvar and Ibanez and so on. Players who in the most important games won't maybe feature, but they did so well in the semifinal as well.
At least this part was saved, right? Okay, okay, it's back.
Is it continuing right on?
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Okay. Well, it seems like we are back live. So
We
we
are
had a bit
technically
of a
difficult.
technical difficulty from producer's side, but we have started the game, and the game
Still
kicked it
no,
off as
no.
well. And they're already passing a bit around, and we saw a last minute change in the starting lineup as well. We saw Juida's being brought on. I mean, he's kind of like their key player together with Hoffs. They pair up so well, and now we see.
Reina, help me with the lineup of Endgame. I mean, the mids and the striker. Who are they? I think Mookie and Juidos are playing as mids, right?
Yeah, I feel like it, to be honest. They just want to keep Justin Bieber up as a target man. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's not playing wing
I
as a
was trying
large.
to understand the lineup, but like I said,
Yeah.
I
I feel
okay.
like they are trying to abuse that.
Yeah,
Oh, there comes the
oh,
first goal. It comes
the
out of
first.
nowhere. Kyrie Irving's magnificent cross. It goes all the way. And if it starts up like this, and if this continues on, New Factory might as well start up the party like they did against Final Fantasy. But let's hope we won't see a one-sided game as we saw then. Juido's put under a lot of pressure, but no coordination there. Levisan and Kyrie both tackle Xiao at the same time. He escapes a nice long ball over the top, but it has no backspin. And Justin Bieber obviously won't run for it because he has the large body, and these passes need to be accurate if he if he gets to receive them. I'm sorry. And Sepsek already passing up the field. A bit of a mix of a slow game as well. Levy is being thrown in there. I mean, he's gonna challenge for these high balls, even against Hoffs, who is large body. Levy himself playing small. This is surprising. No Factory really have no respect for Endgame right now.
Well, they are playing with two ogres in defense, but nothing is impossible for Levy, man. And
Yeah.
like we saw right now, Levy scored, but that's not surprising. Now that cross was an amazing cross from Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Was an amazing cross, but
Yeah.
of course nothing new from Kyrie. I mean,
We
he's one of the
see
best players of the game.
we see a very weird cross coming in from Levy now, which goes very much wide and nearly ends up on the halfway line. Rostam now starts again with sharp passes from the back. Sepsiak trying to start play right again, but Hoffs was there to right click it away. And this could have been a dangerous breakaway, to be honest. Levisan having the small body advantage there. If you could get going, I mean, they are trying to, what New Factory has been building up. We saw against Final Fantasy as well. They still use Levy as the
They're
primary
coming,
output, and
Levy's on
this
attack,
might be it. Oh, he tried,
and
but it's
it's
the
not.
post.
It's
Oh,
not.
yeah, and they try to abuse his pace, and only during like these complete domination sequences and during set pieces they move Sepsak up. Kiro is led to cover because he's small. He has a very good coverage off the field, and
Ooh,
Drostov clears it
what
off
a
the
shot!
line. This is massive. What a clearance from Drostov. This is what you like to see from the defender of the year as well. Kyrie with a
Yeah.
nice clearance.
Well, man, that's Drozdov for you.
Yeah. I thought that was in for a second. I mean, that was like a matter of centimeters there, but yeah.
Drozdov is one of the best defenders in this game, so I'm not surprised
Yeah,
about how
Mukian
far
trying
he
to
went.
find place to cross, but really no opportunity. Hofs has been trying these long shots before. I mean, he could have scored. That ball would have gone in if Drozdov wasn't there right on the line. A great
Ooh.
cross coming in from Mukian, but just a bit too high for Justin Bieber to latch onto. Drozdov wants to start out with a long ball, but no. Levy's son is being covered by Pio, who is also small. So Levy is being marked this time, but let me remind you, New Factory do have the advantage as well. And Kyrie, you cannot waste time when the ball is out of play. The timer will not go on. I'm yeah. I mean, I was being reminded that there's no away goal advantage, but I'm just saying, like, New Factory trying to waste time now. Now that they have the lead, Kiro clears it right onto the feet of Sepsiak, who tries to build something up. I mean, he can't dribble too much. He's actually being marked by the second ogre, just being Justin Bieber. But honestly, I don't see a lot of collisions going on between ogres. Usually ogres body tackle mediums and smalls, but ogre on ogre is very rare to see. Kyrie with another magnificent
Ooh!
cross, and Sepsiak somehow heads it wide. He was inches from goal there, but just couldn't pretty much right click it away. Like,
Rain, I can't understand how we missed that.
yeah, that was really close. I mean, he was standing in the 6-yard box pretty much, and Sepsiak this time not on the receiving end, but on the delivering end. But obviously, Hoffs in the box manages to clear it. Pio as well, who is a magnificent header by himself. Mukian now trying to play for the pace, but Kiro is marking him. Levy is on his back as well, and Endgame is forced to play through the defense. Back to Pio. Now Juidas on the wing. Tries the cross maybe, but it
Oh,
ends up
bad
on the
pass.
feet of Levy, and that's a massive mistake. Good enough that Pio and Mukian were in the back to support Hoffs. Otherwise, Levy would have taken him on easily. Drozdov with a magnificent ball. This needs to be called out. Why is nobody marking Levison in these important situations? He's just lucky enough to not escape there.
Well, it was difficult to levy, so
Yeah, I mean, but what a ball, and Rostov is really feeding them completely right now. Levy once again, and I mean, these are just working
levy's
out. The long balls are working out. Even against Endgame, they are working out, and it's crazy to see that happening. Levy was really close, but that ball wasn't very high on the drop and just didn't land how they wanted it to. Chuidos passes it to Justin Bieber. Rostov marking him, but he launches a counter ball now, but Kiro is there in place, standing like a stone. And
and
that's
it's
the end
half
of the
time.
first half already. Yeah. What what is your take on this? I mean, New Factory have been kind of dominating this game, I'd say.
Not anything new. I mean, I played there for many matches, and
Yeah, it is.
it, it's something I'm not surprised.
And
Oh,
Kyrie with
whoa!
a
What a goal from
top
Kyrie!
drawer finish, and that's the second, and he was left completely unmarked. Pio and McKeon were there, but really had no say in it. And honestly, this might be starting to seal the final. These passes are not connecting. Luckily enough, Mukian manages to get the ball from Drozdov. Pio has to find a way to pass it up the field. The options are really limited. Juidos rushing up the pitch. Kiro is closing the space.
Oh,
McKeon misses the header as well. And yeah, no connections from Endgame's side right now. They can't really hit the headers. And we've seen Justin Bieber being completely transparent right now. And once
Endgame
again,
Endgame
yeah,
is having serious problems attacking. As you
yeah,
can
it
see,
really seems like this.
they can't even do a great shot.
Roster. And I mean, obviously, no factory, no, they are naturals at playing, big body sizes. They've been doing it for a while now, and they were known as one of the more famous hoof clubs for a while, close to Napoli. I mean, and that was actually a great situation. But once again, these long balls just effortlessly travel all over the field. Kyrie there, but it wasn't an accurate lob into the box. It ends up being intercepted by
Whoa,
Pio. Okia now opens up. Drozdov has to retreat back into the box. Kyrie is left to mark him. Justin Bieber is there, but
hmm,
Drozdov already replies with a block. And that's just how all of these
and it's a
attacks
foul.
end. But Levy commits a foul.
It's a foul.
Oh, a
Ooh,
great free kick, but Kiro manages to clear it, and it's just I don't feel like Endgame's gonna get a goal like this. At this rate, they're just gonna block, seal every path, every route they have towards the goal Endgame, and yeah, it's not working out to work. Hero on the attack, rare to see, but might be working out. Hobbs misses
whoa,
the vital tackle to charge down this counter attack,
and
but it was
Pio
only
saved.
Levi's in the center. Sepsiak wasn't quite ready in position to get that ball. Drozdov in pretty much a one-on-one against McKeon. Is McKeon gonna shoot? Surely not. And tries a cross a bit too late. Drozdov was already there.
I'm not used to see Kiro as midfielder. I mean, he plays mostly as defender, and in this match, he's playing
Yeah,
as
I
midfielder.
mean, that's the specialty of that lineup from New Factory. They have Drozdov and Kiro on paper as defenders, but realistically, Stepsap travels over the field to get these opportunities, and then sometimes Kiro drops back and then rises up if needed, and maybe Stepsap when he's not fast enough into these opportunities. Kiro moves up the field, tries to create channels on the wing, and it's just working out. Juidas has to take that possible attack from New Factory down with a foul, but they are happy to have that. I mean, they can now just slowly pass the ball around, maybe waste and take a few minutes here and there. And once again, Drozdov maybe a bit too optimistic at this
Levy must be
point with his
careful
long
now.
ball. Yeah, he's got the yellow card, same as Druidos, to be honest, and he's standing on 7 points already, which means one deliberate foul would be sending him out of play. But honestly, even with Levy out of play, I feel like New Factory could still withstand the pressure in defense.
Yeah, I have
Endgame,
the same opinion.
yeah. Endgame is still trying, Hoffs is so desperately trying to look for these open channels, but Mukian can't find the
Ooh,
space, but nearly
offside.
was, but linesman, yes, says it's offside, and I'd say just by a little inch there.
Well, Reina, I may be wrong, but I think this match is already decided. I'm
I
I
mean, yeah, we still have the second game, but unless Endgame really finds like a counter
true,
strategy to all of this, I don't see
but
nothing changing.
true, but this one I think it's already decided. I mean,
This
if
is
they
definitely a
score a
big game.
goal, I think the max they will score is one goal only. I don't even think they will at least draw the match. I think this
Yeah.
match is already
Look at
decided.
how I mean, look at
But
how
of course, man,
confident
I
No
can be wrong.
Factory is on the ball, but there are some mistakes chipping in now. But Kiro with a nice clean tackle. Juido's narrowly escaped, to be honest, but Kiro always on his back. He is marking Juido's almost specifically now on that end. But we see very much of a fluid play coming in from Endgame as well. To be honest, we see Hobbs moving up the pitch a lot. Mostly just Pio being back as the anchor. As a small, he has to have that space. And once again,
Ooh,
Drosta with perfect positioning to deny Justin Bieber.
what a cut!
And so far, they really haven't found a cure against Drosta.
What a
Here
cut!
comes a pass. Lily takes it down, but can't escape. Has to stop the ball's flying path a little bit early to gain possession. Kiro passes it very narrow,
Whoa,
but Levy with a magnificent turn. Oh, that's the Berbatov turn over there.
well, Kiro is a good midfielder. I mean, I
And
mean,
there it
whoa,
is. There it
FPI.
is. Sebstiak's goal, and yeah, this is something I guess everyone was expecting. I mean, Sebstiak completely rattled
Yep, this time
Final
he didn't
Fantasy. I
miss.
mean,
He didn't miss like the last one.
yeah. Levy still manages to stay in play. He has nine points out of 10 now. Last warning by the referee. Mukian presses himself through, but was
Ooh,
offside as well. Stepstep would have committed a foul there, to be honest. That was a
true.
bad angle,
It could be a penalty,
luckily. Yeah.
but
I mean, even then, it doesn't change much about this game. Once again, Kyrie Irving escapes from a tackle, but Pio is there right beside him.
mhm. Whoa,
Well,
what a
at this
cross!
rate, and I mean they are charging up these balls, but there is usually only Levy receiving them. And as a small, he's not that effective in air, even though he's one of the better small players in air. He still can't do much against the likes of Pio and Hobbs.
Here you
And
go.
the game should be over very soon as well. I mean, this is in the 90th minute, and sure enough, the ref blows the whistle, and that's it for the first game. I mean, a very dominant performance from New Factory, 3-0. Nothing too crazy, but Endgame just couldn't find a way through draw stuff and through all of this mess that was going wrong.
Hmm.
Should be should be starting with the second game very, very soon as well now.
Okay,
And
I'm already in.
I mean, what do you think? Are they gonna change the lineups a little bit? I don't think New Factor is gonna change anything. This is the lineup they've been going through the
Same
playoffs
lineup.
with, and this worked out for them.
It's the same lineup, and in
Yeah,
the other side, in the end game, I think it will be the same lineup also.
yeah,
Uh,
very, very well might be, to be honest.
I don't think they have some sort of a secret weapon to turn out the defeat of the last match. But no, yes, no, it's Axie, man. Axie is gonna play, and Axie is an incredible midfielder, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an incredible midfielder. But
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like their playmaker. I feel like he can definitely shake things up a little bit here. And taking Justin Bieber out, it might be the right decision there. McKeon is leaving, but he's rejoining. He actually changed his foot,
mhm,
decided to take both feet equal, which is a good change, yeah, as well. I mean, he didn't get to try a lot of shots from his strong foot either. He was always thrown onto his weak foot by Drozdov usually, and it worked out well. Is Drozdov gonna go with small? No, he's gonna go with medium. I was
medium.
thinking like he left, but no. Holt is gonna be their only Urga then from Endgame's side, and I believe that's gonna be this way. And I mean, would this
Reina,
work out?
Reina, who left for Axie's place?
It's
I'm
Justin
not.
Bieber. They took Justin Bieber out, which
Okay,
means
okay, okay,
one ogre less
okay,
in play, which could be very important.
okay.
So
So
they are
they
trying
will.
to they are trying to win slowly from ground play now. They are trying
Mhm.
to abuse the speed. They are trying to abuse the space. Sometimes Drosto or Sepsia creates in the back when they rise up. Let's see how this is gonna go. Druidas might be taken out as well for blue, and that might be a good substitution as well. Blue brings this defensive presence, and I mean he
Mhm.
can play very well up the field. So these might be great substitutions, and I'd love to see what Endgame can muster up with this now.
Yes, Xe will give more speed on the wings, and Blue, of course, it's an amazing defender, and I believe they will improve a bit the defense. But in the other side, I don't know, man. I mean, beating Drozdov and Sepsiak is really, really hard, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I mean, Final Fantasy got absolutely humbled. They didn't take a single ogre until
yes.
the second game, and Lala wasn't the response they were hoping for. Obviously, even though they played a little bit better, they created the opportunities, and Lala even scored a goal thanks to being goal. It just didn't work out. No Factory really slowly going towards the title now, and we're starting the second game. The Factory is kicking off, and right away Drozdov launches a long ball over the top, and that was just instantaneous. And I'd really like to see what Endgame is gonna do to combat this.
Oh, looks like Blue is playing as midfielder, not defender. The defenders are the same, Pietrek and Offs.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'd love to see this actually. I mean, Hofs is left with the big body, so I guess we see Oxy a lot on the upper side, and this might be the key
Mhm.
right now. We see Endgame building up that ground play, and if they get these passes inside the box, they can finish clinically, and we know how well they are playing together as a team. Pio, now this is working out. This is
Oh!
working out much better, but once again, it's Drozdov there. They cannot pass Drozdov. And if this goes on, Trostov is the MVP of the final series. This is for sure.
Oh my god. Beating Drozdov is almost impossible, man.
It is. It is a daunting task, but Endgame have to get it over with somehow. Blue pushes this out of play. Kyrie has the throw in, trying to find Sepsiak, but Hoffs is right on his trail. But Sepsiak still wins it inside the air, but
Ooh.
Levy doesn't get the rebound. Pio was there first.
Yeah.
Sepsiak just hits it straight at the goalkeeper. But New Factory already putting on the pressure. Let me remind you all that New Factory also have an aggregate lead of 3-0 already in the bag. Oh dear.
Okay, looks like Xe is left side and Blue is playing on the right side. But still, for this 10 first minutes, I'm not seeing any difference, man. I mean,
Yeah. I feel like they're changing a bit. Like Axie is playing as a striker, possibly Mukian on the wing now that he has balanced feet.
okay, you're right,
And
you're right, you're right, you're
yeah,
right.
Blue maybe trying it from a shot from there, but no, passes it inside. But that was inaccurate. Kiro cuts it away and tries to maybe launch a long ball. No, finds Sepsek in the middle, completely unmarked to be honest. But who can really tackle Sepsek anyways? I mean, you can't really body tackle the Nuger, and luckily, that rebound just ends up in the welcoming hands of the goalkeeper. Setsiak doesn't win the header against Hofs, I believe. Hofs manages to push it towards Oxley, passes it back to PU, but Endgame still being quite slow with it. I mean, they are passing very well, but they are also being careful not to not to lose the ball in silly situations. Hofs was
Ooh,
opening up, but just at the goalkeeper, and that was a very good opportunity to be honest. Hofs was allowed to have that space.
you could score.
Yeah,
Although it was a bit harder than the usual. I mean,
it was. I mean, you're right. You're right. Very close to that goalkeeper,
exactly.
and usually he's gonna get
He
this right
wasn't he
because of his
wasn't in
hitbox.
he wasn't in the second post, and
Yeah, yeah,
'cause if that happened, I think he could score the goal. But
yeah,
like you said, in front of the goalkeeper is a completely different story.
yeah. I feel like. Do you think New Factory would have made it all the way into the final if there would have been mandatory human goalkeepers? Because we don't know, and
Oh yeah,
we
I
can.
forgot. They are not playing with human goalkeepers. It's
Yeah,
not.
because they chose not to, and I mean it is optional this season in the cup. It
Uh,
has been optional. It was kind of my decision. It came on behalf of some players' requests, and I understand not a lot of big teams want to play with it. We only saw Final Fantasy, or well, no, Final Fantasy actually didn't even play with a human goalkeeper this time. But we saw Rogue Family, playing a lot with human goalkeepers and very well because of Riku and Copy, but. New Factory, they don't have human goalkeepers anymore. I mean, I left obviously Tamai. Well, God knows where Tamai is, and yeah, they don't just have that talent. Endgame,
Yeah.
technically, they do have. I mean, they have Blue, who can goalkeep very efficiently. He played as a goalkeeper for the British Isles national team. But once again, very patient play from Endgame. All the while we were talking, they were building up the play. Now they launched that cross in, but this time Hoffs couldn't win the header there against Sepsak.
Yep. They are building, but they are not
Yeah, and the clock is
successfully
ticking
scoring.
down, and the time is working against them. But they find McKee, and it's a very narrow angle, and he doesn't take that risk. Tries to take it now, but Levinson just clears it back to Endgame's possession. Now they're just defending with 5 men. I mean, look at New Factory. They're pretty much right on one line. Levy's still trying to make some pressure, but New Factory know that they have to defend. They have to hold that lead because they don't want to get Endgame rolling. And McKeon just
Ooh,
loses the ball there. Ball
not
just
usual from.
glides off his feet. Yeah,
But
McKeon.
if they want to create more danger, they have to be faster, in my opinion. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about the endgame because New
Yeah.
Factory
Oh, look at
defense.
this. How well Hoff's bodies Kyrie Irving out of play there. Just defends the ball and manages to retain possession. Kyrie Irving pushed outside of the field, to be honest. And that was a lovely, lovely piece of defending to
Ooh,
see. Blue, well, there's a foul by Kyrie Irving, but referee plays the advantage. And ball still in possession of Endgame. Once again, trying to build with a slow, short passing play
ooh.
going for that possession, but it doesn't work out all too well. New Factory always finding a remedy, always kicking the ball out, either back into Endgame's possession or they get it for themselves. Kiro now starting the attack. Not a lot of options. Has to pass it to Kyrie, who opens up on the wing, marked by Blue very tightly, to be honest. And Blue decides to commit that foul. And I mean, it's an opportunity to cross into Sepsiak. What they are going for, Sepsiak is free. That's
Oh,
a calculated header, and we can start saying that No Factory probably have won the final as well. I mean, a 4-goal lead by now.
yes, I'm not watching otherwise. I mean, endgame is not being fast enough in some passes, and they need to be more fast to
Yeah,
confuse the opponents, and they are not being that.
yeah, this is
They,
possible
do-
because
they
I
don't
mean,
have they don't have the spirit of La Familia.
I
They have
mean,
chemistry, but in
we've
some
seen
passes,
McKeon open up, and Hoffs tries his luck. I mean, he did the same in the first game, and it nearly went in, but this time the wind carries it far off target, and Drossov is restarting the play. And like you said, I mean, maybe a bit fast to play, but let's look at this opportunity first. Levy with a long shot. I mean, Polter probably would have scored from that position, but that wasn't too far off either.
their positioning aren't good either. I mean, when they start playing as with the defenders, the wingers, and the attackers, and they don't find good positions to receive the ball. I mean,
Yeah. McKeon,
oh,
that's an opportunity, but once again, as usual, Drozdov is standing there. There is
was Rose.
they
I thought it was opposed, to be honest.
it's yeah, it was Drozdov. It was Drozdov, his massive hitbox. And I mean it's quite obvious, you cannot avoid
Ooh.
Drozdov. This time it actually goes past Drozdov, but the goalkeeper was there to save it. And massive, massive, massive props to home goalkeeper boss for carrying no factory in this situation at least.
My God,
I mean, but still, Endgame, they did not have the key to unlock the defense of New Factory. They can't get rid of Drostov. And that also shows how well, Kiro and Sepsiak and even Kyrie, are defending as a team. They can let Drostov just camp on the goal line and mark players themselves. There is no real pressure applied there. And the physics play a prank on Kyrie Irving. The ball evades him. McKeon now starting the attack, could cross inside. He
was a
decides
good
to do
cross.
so. Hoffs
Ah,
is there and actually pretty open. It evaded Drostov, but also was just tad too high for Hoffs as well to catch.
Hobbs didn't jump. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't.
did
I
he
think.
jump? I think he didn't jump.
I think he didn't. Yeah,
But
both of
was an
them
amazing
pretty much
finish.
were just waiting for the ball to drop, but it didn't. There was a bit of backspin applied to that as well. I feel like, and McKeon once again, but marked immediately by two defenders, forced back a little bit. Pio now, I mean, Endgame are pretty much just forced to play on the center of the field, and if they do somehow venture onto that final third of
Ooh,
No Factory's side, it doesn't work out too well. But Kiro's clearance was a bit risky and dangerous there, but it only
it
hits the side netting.
If it wasn't Rose, I think Endgame would already scored like 3-4 goals.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
if we look at any different defender there, absolutely, and game would have at least 2 goals, I think, which Drozdov has taken away for sure. Blue launches that cross inside, but this time it's Kiro who wins it against all odds there. And Levisan plays him out into the open as well, beats McKeon to the ball, now charges up the field as well. Maybe takes McKeon on, no, has to pass it back to Drozdov. New Factory they can take all the time they need. They are leading by 4 goals to 0, and there's nothing really, no extra effort needed. They just have to stay strong in defense still. But
They can
Rostov
even
is
they can
taking care.
even they can even waste time if they want, but it looks like they're still pressing. They want more goals.
Absolutely. Blue, well, personally, I thought that was a foul, but it was a clean tackle. Kyrie Irving throwing that long ball in. Sepsiak extends it to Levy, but he can't take a shot. That's a very classic play, to be honest, from New Factory. From throw-ins, they throw onto the large player, then that player extends to Levy, and possibly Levy scores. We saw that a lot in the old
Oh, what a
days as
miss!
well,
What a
but
miss!
he's offside there. Yeah, that was a
Ah,
it was
okay.
a great ball, to be honest. It evaded all of Endgame's players, but just wasn't in time to make that run. Was too much up the field. Oxy, that ball is just a
Let's
bit
see.
too long
Oh
for
my
him, and he
god.
can't take it under control as well. And that's something we've seen all too much
Should
from
cross.
Endgame.
You should
McKeon as
cross.
well. Oh,
Ah, okay, they have to defend too. I mean, it's not only attacking.
no, of course. And this time is a foul,
Oh,
and
I
Blue
thought
is
it was a red card.
risking taking a red card. But yeah, he's still 2 points away, and just slightly escapes. I mean, he did take the maximum points from this situation, I think, 4. So nothing too big. He knew what he was doing, and I
Blue
think it
had
was a
luck.
mandatory
Blue had
foul.
luck. It should be a red card, but
Yeah.
he
I
had
don't
the
think it
luck.
was the last man, to be honest. But I mean,
I think
yeah,
it
he
was
was.
last offender, but
Oh, okay.
only on the replay I can see. And
We will see. Yeah.
but I think he was the last offender, and he should have the red card. But okay,
Yeah.
it's still
Sepsiak
acceptable.
has the ball, and this time as well, we see Sepsiak now playing more on the defense. Carl Irving can't control the ball, heads it out of play actually instead. So
I
Endgame
think this
still
is
has about 10 minutes in game to attack, and well, realistically, they can't really take back a 4 goal difference, but maybe they can. Oxy hits the
mm,
upright, and that was really close, to be honest, but just a bit
Rosov
too
again.
high. And look at that ball. It
Rosov
travels
again.
all the way across the field. Kyrie Irving is there. Blue has to take that
Okay.
red card. No, he is being sent off in the final. Goodbye, Blue. And this is an opportunity to maybe for someone to score from the free kick as well, just to put that extra icing on the cake. But Levy, that was a bit of an half-assed shot, to be honest.
This is already decided, but Endgame wants
Yeah.
at least the honor goal.
Yeah, I at least I hope New
And
Factory is taking that game seriously until the end, and they are. Sepsiak
they scored
puts
again.
the final nail into the coffin, possibly. I mean, there's still 5 minutes to play, but I don't think we
Mm,
see anything else coming into play. Sepsiak only 2 goals in the final, but I mean, he was the massive key piece. Again, oh dear, Kyrie escapes. Hoffs can't tackle it away because he is large, and he lost the battle in pace. And that's it. It's a 3-0 this game as well. Maybe
yep.
even 4, possibly.
And for me, the man of the match, it's Drozdov, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
He
And
saved
I
he
mean,
saved
yeah.
he saved Noob's Factory has.
And surprising thing, is that he is still playing on medium. This is how effectively he uses medium build. It is massive, to be honest. I mean, we see Drosta winning headers against large players as well. He's just so accustomed to playing it, and it's just his trademark, isn't it?
Agree with you. Agree. And it's
Oh, and there's gonna be one more. It's gonna be
it's
4
gonna
0
be the
just like
fourth.
the last one. Exact copy of the last one. And there it is. It's gonna be game over as well as soon as that kickoff's gonna start. New
Well,
Factory have won the grand final of the TPMFA Cup Season 2.
and it's
And
over.
there it is. Congratulations, New Factory. Endgame was so very close considering they won their group as well. They did so well in the playoffs, but
Mhm.
they got dismantled by New Factory in the final. And I believe we're gonna have some interviews as well soon. What are your takeaways from this game? From these games? I mean, it was
Well,
like the Final
I
Fantasy
wasn't I
game.
wasn't expecting a big difference between those two teams,
Yeah,
but like I said, if it wasn't Drozdov on Noob Factory, I think Endgame could score like 4 or 5 goals.
I think
But
so too.
okay, Noob Factory deserved the victory, of course, and
Yeah,
like I said, man of the match for me, it's Drozdov.
yeah, absolutely.
Uh, but was a great match. Final great match. I enjoyed watching this game. And
Absolutely. I enjoyed it.
as I'm learning defender, as I'm learning being a defender, I think Drozdov gave me indirectly good lessons for me because
Yeah,
I need to improve a bit as
right.
defender,
I
and I need to learn more with Drozdov. And I think in this match I learned a few things with him,
yeah,
especially with the positioning and of course intelligence. But intelligence is something that is special about Drozdov. He's a very intelligent player.
absolutely. And I think it can be put down as like that trust in team play as well. No Factory have, they trust Kiro, they trust Isepsiak, even Kyrie in defense. Droster was allowed to have that freedom
Mhm.
to just position himself pretty much on the goal line, a position where you are pretty much useless because you can't get involved in play, but he did it so well. He still denied all the opportunities, and that was massive. Uh, Apparently, we won't be having an interview from Blue, but I'm still hoping for an interview from Drostov, and it should be coming. I mean, we were kind of expecting
So no
them.
one from Endgame?
I think so, but we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe they want to be left alone for a little bit. Understandable,
Mhm.
and I hope we can have some guests in the next week in the podcast episode as well, which I will be making with Rador, of course. But yeah, it was a nice final and a nice bronze game as well. If you haven't seen the bronze game, guys, go. You can still rewatch it. It's up on the channel. Momik and Oriel were casting it. It was a real treat. We see Final Fantasy beat Galatasaray 11-7 on aggregate, and Galatasaray scored so many, even though the pre-game analysis was the likes of Galatasaray not scoring much. But in the end, they did so well, but they just can't get the bronze. And I feel like there were like a lot of tiny surprises all around in this cup.
I only watched the final, to be honest. I mean, I played on Victoria SC, and I lost versus Endgame. I think it was versus Endgame.
Yeah,
I think you were there, right, Reina, when I was really beaten down. I think
yeah,
the first
yeah, yeah,
match was 10-0, and the second match was 11-0 or something like that. But I was the only game I watched in this tournament, the final, and like I said, was a great match. And
yeah.
I learned something with Drozdov since I want to improve as a defender.
Absolutely.
And looks like
Ab-
someone is here. It's Drozdov. He's here.
Yeah, welcome, Drostel. Well, any first words about the game? Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. I mean, it went pretty much as we could have hoped it would be. I think we knew it wasn't going to be as easy as the semi-final was because they could stop our heading strategy a bit better. But yeah, I can't imagine it was the most exciting of games to watch, to be honest. But hopefully you stayed awake through it. We just were too solid. Our strategy worked perfectly well. So yeah, it's pretty satisfying win, I guess. I think it's maybe the last time we actually won a trophy was about 10 years ago, so that's quite a long time.
Yeah, it's the first trophy for No Factor as well, so that's
Yeah,
that's
in
definitely
TPM.
huge.
So.
Yeah.
No, we're
Um.
pretty pleased with it.
Well, I mean, the key pretty much to that victory, I believe, was he stopping God knows how many shots right off the line. I mean, is that
Uh,
something you were prepared for, or did you expect them to shoot so much from afar?
well, yeah, I mean, we knew that they were going to play with at least Hoffs as an ogre, and Hoffs is someone who can win against either me or Sepsiak at least some of the time. So you got to be prepared to be in the blocking positions for these kind of headers. I can only really remember a couple of really close danger shots. I mean, I did block a couple of long shots, I suppose, as well, but I think both of them are actually, almost all of them, I think we're hitting the post enemy. So, yeah, but we just kept it very safe and difficult for them. They never really created that many dangerous chances. There were certainly a couple of times where they could have scored, but yeah, it was just too much, too little space. given to them. Couldn't really hurt us that much.
Marcus, anything you want to ask?
Drozdov, was your intention to play the final with only those 5 players? I mean, you wanted to make any change, or it was planned since the beginning, playing with
It wasn't really the team that we would have planned from the very beginning. Obviously, we had quite a few players leave the team in the middle of the tournament, so we were kind of wondering before the semi-final stage if we would really have enough depth of players to still beat the top 2 teams. But yeah, obviously our best 5 players, we saw them in the semi-final. You saw them in the final again as well. So it's a very strong team to try and play against. Obviously, Sepsiak's been a huge benefit to us. His aerial threat and Kiro playing as midfielder as opposed to defender, because he's so obviously such a great defender that having him as the cover for when Sepsiak goes forward is a really good strategy for us. Obviously, we started with the likes of Lampic and Menez and more attacking players in the team, but we adapted to what we had, and obviously it's worked pretty well.
Yeah. Regarding Sepsiak, actually, I mean, your next competitive fixture then will be the Super Cup, obviously, that will be played against Par 7. And knowing how the last league season went, where Sepsiak was the key piece for Par 7, do you think you'll let him leave for that Par 7 that Par 7 squad then? That's going to be reassembled.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to have to bring shotguns to fight the zombie team. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but yeah, we'll work it out when it comes. I think it will be a ogre battle between me and Sepsiak.
Yeah.
Can't say I'd look forward to that. Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah, that's obviously it's not really the big one that matters so much.
Drozdov, tell me one thing. You were expecting some easy match for you since the end game didn't score any goals. I mean, you have many trouble with the defense.
I mean, we know that if we play seriously and midfield plays well in defence, we can stop teams from scoring, because obviously we have a really strong defensive unit. Yeah, I mean, in game they have some good attacking players, but they don't have. I mean, they are kind of, I guess, a bit like us, so that they have a bit more kind of emphasis on their defensive side. So I didn't expect them to be scoring many goals. Certainly, we're pleased that they didn't score any at all. That was probably more than I would have expected. I would have thought that maybe just one random header or something might have gone in, but we were very solid today. No problems at all.
Well, thank you for joining us, Drozdov, and all the best to you. All the best to New Factory, and hope we'll be seeing a lot from you in the season 3 of TPMFA. Maybe somehow incorporated into the game. We'll see what the future events will bring. But yeah, thank you, and good luck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next tournaments as well. And just a final thank you to everyone who's been involved in organising the event again. It's been very, very well done, and all the commentators and streamers have done a lot to keep it interesting again. So thanks a lot to all you guys, and I'll see you at some point, I'm sure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Well, I think we should take the opportunity as well to talk with Ilval a little bit. Like Drozdov said, the man behind this all. I mean, as far as traditions go, we haven't had events that have been carried out throughout years. The closest so far before TPMFA was a Reborn League made by PogChamp, but it obviously was made to accommodate smaller teams, and now we have a proper league system, proper event system, and thank you, Ilval, for creating something like that. And anything you'd like to say how the cup went? Was it how you expected?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for turning me in the stream. I think the cup went as planned. I really knew that teams will use both goalkeepers, not humans, because to be honest, it was my feature, like to play with human goalkeepers and in the tournaments, and It looked really interesting and enjoyable. First 3 tournaments we played, and now I think, I think you will agree with me. Some of matches became more boring because you already know this team plays better in the field, and we're gonna score 1,000 goals to the both goalkeeper, and that's what happened in this tournament. I
Yeah,
think we will continue with human goalkeepers. It was like an experiment, and yeah, the factory deserved the win. They played very well. They built a tactic which was like no team could beat them, and they take this trophy. I want to say thanks to all teams and players who was involved in this cup, who played and really were enjoying this. And I want to say thanks for all streamers, for Reina and Said. We streamed this cup on 3 channels, and you can find all games in the playlist on the TPMFA Cup channel. I added all matches from all channels there, and you can like recap all matches we streamed. And
lovely.
it was really a nice journey. I was, yeah, I just like this game, and I really enjoyed making this tournament with a station. I think we will make a small pause, maybe until July or August, and we will come back with some more interesting games. Maybe we will start a league in new format. I think we should try 7v7 because this format is washed. Like
I agree.
we've seen everything there, and maybe we just have to try something new.
Yeah, true. I feel like, with all of these transfers as well this season, we saw a lot of them, and a lot of the players probably didn't get their chances. They tried to make these steps up, trying to get into stronger squads. We saw Marek, for example, who just recently featured in the bronze game as well, who played for several teams, and yeah, maybe like bigger types of matches, but still limited squad size. We would bring even more activity. But I feel like everything still worked out. Yeah, that goalkeeper situation. I mean, I understand. It's kind of ironic considering New Factory. It's kind of like I did make that decision on the behalf of New Factory's request and also some other players who were vehemently against him and goalkeepers. But I feel like, definitely human goalkeepers bring more color into this game, and this is why it exists in TPM, and it has to be used. So
Agreed. And I think we should try one day the 11 versus 11 matches.
yeah,
Not,
with
I
human
mean,
referees,
yes, we just need one match at least with 11 versus 11 because
yeah,
if the people who don't know this game, if they watch all the videos, they think this game is only 5 versus 5, which it's not true because this game can be played with 11 versus 11.
yeah,
But that's normal because this is still some sort of alpha version, and we still don't have many players. And for everyone who's watching this video, and if you are new here, come join us, come play with us. This game is totally free. Come join to La Familia. Join La Familia, come play with us. You will enjoy it so much this game. Don't think the best football games are based in graphics and that stuff. Uh,
yeah,
we don't need a FIFA or a Pro Evolution football game style to be an amazing football game. This game is with Mega Drive graphics or something like that, but the gameplay is definitely amazing. It's free. It's totally online. We have a great community. So if you are new, come join us. Come play with us. We are waiting for you.
And we're actually even getting a second interview finally in from Endgame's side as well. I believe Hoss should be joining us any second now, so maybe we can get their point of view on the table as well, and then we can call it a night because it's been a long night. It's been a very active night. We saw a lot of players online. I'm very happy because the spectator spots were full in the final. We also saw a good up to like 20 viewers on YouTube as well. Thank you everyone really. And uh Hoss is still missing, still trying to get him, but he should be in very soon.
And I want to ask if you can share this video so it can reach more more gaming players,
Oh yeah.
so they can join us and they can create a career in this game.
Yeah.
Um, and no one is coming from Endgame, right, Reina? Or we need to wait?
No, Hoss is coming, but
Okay, okay, okay,
he's having some troubles.
okay.
Yes,
Oh,
he
there he is.
joined now. Hello there.
Hello. Wait, let me just adjust sound. Okay.
I let Marcus take over her because I know he's either gonna roast you or gonna ask very, very personal questions.
Oh,
We have to keep English here. We can't speak
Yeah.
Portuguese.
sure.
For those who's just watching now, I'm Portuguese and Ops is Portuguese too. So that's why I said that.
Big win to the Portuguese.
Big win to the Portuguese people. So Hobbs, how can you describe your match, your two matches versus No Factory? You wasn't expecting not scoring any goal. I mean,
I mean,
what?
if I think the matches went how I seen them. Like I knew this was gonna happen. The kind of gameplay, not the scores, of course. I think the game, both games will be decided on headers. And
Mhm.
we considered. I think the problem on the first match was we considered too fast. We considered on the 10th minute with a header across. And I think after that we stayed a bit on the edge, and we didn't focus as much as we should. Second match, we tried to change our gameplay because obviously what we were doing wasn't working. We stopped playing on a 2-2-1 and we started playing on a 2-1-2. I was playing mid ogre. I think we played better on the second match. I think they did a good job covering Ziella or Justin Bieber for the younger crowd. And they did a good job, and they explored their strengths and they won on the headers.
Ops, you had any strategy since the beginning?
Our strategy was focusing on a tight defense and trying to open them up, maybe with a cross or not. We weren't really confident on our crossing, but I think currently the gameplay really pushes you towards it because people are getting really good defending, and it's hard to get in good in nice shot positions, you know. So the game kind of forces you towards crossing because it's like, oh, instead of putting work, I'll just do a random hook here and I'll head it in. I think the game needs a few tweaks towards this kind of gameplay. It's you know it's been a long time since the last update with header shots, and
Yeah.
I think we finally can see that maybe it needs a few tweaks.
Yeah, I don't know when will be the next update. I don't know if you know anything right now about it.
I think I can say that you can expect
Yeah.
something real soon. Not the usual soon, but real soon.
Yes,
Well,
Steam soon.
from the creator, we can't expect any date. I mean, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, I can tell you that I've been speaking with him every day, so it's working. And the next update probably something about the new interface and a gameplay update, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope that will happen. Reina, want to ask anything?
I think I don't really have anything popping into my mind. I'd like to ask Hoffs what the plans from Endgame going forward. I mean, I see you practicing against Nazi. Do you have any any thoughts about Snazzy going into the future?
Oh
Like,
no, that was just we needed a lone team, and why
no
not?
Snazzy comeback? That's sad.
No, if you watch our team, you will see that Riku joined us, so I think we'll
Oh,
stay around.
I did not even see that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, as maybe some of you who didn't watch the bronze game or didn't know what happened after that, Final Fantasy did decide to disband. I mean, they obviously have a lot of players who are tied with real life uh real life plans, and not a lot of them have time to play, obviously, on a permanent basis. So the players who still remain active, obviously, and most of them are looking for new opportunities. I mean, we saw a lot of this shuffle going on even during the cup already, and I think game is still, improving in activity, and everything is,
Yep.
it's moving forwards, but just every era comes to its end. Rogue's era of 2 years unbeaten competitively came to its end last league season. So
Let me just say congratulations to Noob Factory, and they prove they are the best currently with this meta.
yeah, with the
Uh,
broken meta.
Hope,
No,
tell me
it-
one thing. What about the
Sure.
reaction of your mates after you're lost in the final? How are they? I mean, they are reacting good.
Yeah, sure, no, there's no problem. We usually don't react badly. It's just how it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. No problem.
Okay, that's great.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I think that's it. Then we're gonna wrap up the night.
I have a
and,
question. I have a question.
Okay, host. Okay.
For
Okay.
7, I don't know yet. I need to see. Need to ask people first.
So yeah, I can provide you with full information and players list. You can build a team up to 12 players, and I think we can negotiate about the date, and we will play Super Cup versus Noob Factory again. You know.
Yeah, hopefully, going forward, I'll at least personally push more towards the game, so we can see more active game and see if we can get some more people in. These cups are really fun, so I hope to see more in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I have a question though.
Sure.
Okay.
A question for Reina.
Oh no. What's it gonna be?
What's your plan with Napoli?
Um, Realistically, I'm just trying to clean a little bit out of inactive players, put it on the old track it was, as a true academy. Right now, we were just sharing because we had 10 players online. A lot of them,
Nice.
a lot of them more active players, and hopefully it's gonna turn out fine. Sadly, we don't have a lot of players. A lot of teams on our level. We have Galatasaray with Special Forces, but yeah, we'll try to build on that, and let's hope Napoli can become somewhat competitive again, and all the old teams stay around, because I don't want Napoli to disband anytime soon, and I don't want any old team to really
I see.
just fade out.
Yeah, Napoli plays with a different style. I mean, they don't play serious. They play for fun. At least it was what Hamza said to me. They play for fun.
Yeah, the closest we were to playing really seriously was the cup quarterfinal, in which we lost to Special Forces, and obviously half of the team, disbanded after that, and it left us with bittersweet emotions, because the team wasn't playing a lot together. Polter joined us just like a few games ago, so
Mhm.
yeah,
I-
you need squads who play together for a long time, like New Factory or like Endgame too.
Especially for the new
Yeah,
players, Reina. Don't forget the new players. It's
absolutely.
good
Yeah,
for them to play on Napoli to start
yeah,
playing
true.
serious
I
matches.
mean, I'd like to make that first comfortable step for new players, and if they're good, they're gonna get invited into bigger places. They're gonna get bigger opportunities. Obviously, that's how it goes. Maybe they want to create their own teams, and I really encourage that as well. So yeah, let's hope for more players and more teams, obviously, and
I
that's
believe
it.
we will have new players
Yeah.
very soon.
Okay. Next question is my last question. Marcus, will you join Napoli?
I was expecting you
What a
asking.
nervous laugh that was. Is there something planned?
No, wasn't nervous. I already played a few games with Napoli on loan, of course. Um,
What do
I
you mean
have,
alone?
I
You
have
have your second Nick in Napoli.
No, man, it's loan. It's not definitely on the team. I like playing in Napoli. I gotta say, the problem is I have Porto's blood, and when I say Porto's blood, I mean I'm too serious when I do anything. And like
Okay.
I said, Napoli is a play for fun team, and sometimes I can't adapt myself to the spirit of the team. Sometimes
Okay.
I play too seriously, and when we lose any match, and sometimes I get pissed off. Sometimes pissed off, sometimes bored.
Yeah.
But and for now, I'm in Victoria. I'm enjoying being in Victoria. I mean, even with the beat down I had in this week, I lost versus Endgame, I guess, 10-0, and the other match was 11-0. But
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun in Victoria. I mean, my mates are great players, great people. And for now, I'm not thinking in leaving the team. Not even from Noob Factory. It was a possibility, but I want to stay at least for a few more matches in Victoria. But in the future, who knows, Hoffs? Maybe I can go to
Nice.
Napoli. I mean, um, I'm not a player who only goes to the best teams. I know Napoli is a play for fun, but I can play Napoli for good in the future. But I need to adapt myself in your spirit, because, like I said, my spirit's a bit different. When I do something, I do really, really serious, and sometimes I play nervously. I think I already said that to. I think it was to Reina. Was to Reina? Was to No, I think it was to Reina. I said one day, when I play always serious, and sometimes I get nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for example, the invite Reina made today to join to the commentaries. I said I was a bit nervous, and Reina said, "Take it natural, man."
Yeah. It's
But
natural.
yeah, like I said, I'm a bit too perfectionist, and I don't like to fail.
Okay.
And sometimes that's a problem when I should do things for fun. I sometimes I can't do it. But Ops, don't worry. If one day I leave Victoria, I will consider joining your team. Don't worry.
Okay, that's it for me.
You can count me in as a possibility.
Yeah. Well.
Any more
Uh.
questions?
No, I don't think. Hobbs, do you have anything more? Because you rushed in there like a journalist, and you have prepared more questions than we did.
No, just congratulations to NF and Roz.
Yeah.
Good to
Uh.
finally see them win something. They deserve it.
Well. Good luck to everyone going forward. We're gonna wrap up the night. It was fun and long, but yeah. Is there anything more, Marcus, you're gonna like to add?
No, I think I don't have any more questions, and I don't want to ask something controversial. Because sometimes I like to be like a controversial guy, but no, I think no, I already asked everything to Offs. Unless Offs have something else to say to ask
No,
me.
Do not bait anything else out of it.
no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Give me a
Well,
discount, Offs.
yeah. And like Hilo says, it's been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's time for us to wrap up now. Otherwise,
Sure.
thank you everyone for watching. We will have obviously events going on. We will have Said's the April Fool's draft coming up. Let's hope for a lot of activity during that time as well. But until then, bye bye from us.
And thanks for Reina for the invite. It was the first time I did the commentaries, and I gotta say I enjoyed. I was a bit nervous, like I said, but I enjoyed being with you, Reina, and with you
Thank you.
too, Ilvo. I know you're here. Don't worry.
Yeah, likewise.
Thanks for the invite, Reina, and I look forward to someday I join you again.
Yeah. Likewise, and thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, man.
No problems.